So when I was 18, I'm a little lazy about going to socialize because I could just stay in my room, watch Netflix, and be happy instead of having to dress up, go to a party or a social gathering, make conversation, meet new friends. It was so much anxiety to actually attend a social function or a gathering that I got invited. But you know what? If I have an advice for my 18-year-old self, or an advice for you, I don't know how it works out for you, but I would actually make an F between pizza and a Netflix in my own cocoon. I would actually push myself to make an effort to socialize and go out there and meet people, because so much opportunities and network and friends and relationships that I built that were very comforting and useful to me later on when I was working at 25 was actually built on the social activity that I took on, and I get to practice socializing and not just being in my own cocoon or in my own theories. It really helps a lot to go out there and meet people and learn about what kind of projects they are in, learn about what internships they're doing, or I'm sorry, new projects they are pursuing. And you never know who you meet and the kind of things that roll on. So make an effort to dress up, go for a social gathering, even though you want to stay in your cocoon. Meet more people, and you will realize that it's very rewarding. Another advice that I would have given my 18-year-old self is to build on things that actually builds over time, that it's evergreen. So for example, a YouTube video that keep collecting views, or a digital asset that keeps selling. Like for example, if you're very good in studying, you know the scientific method behind studying, sell a course, or do something that keep compounding. Because 18, it's like 40 years old in tech age, because I think Mark Zuckerberg started at 17 or 18. Bill Gates started at 16. Oprah Winfrey started very young in the radio, and she didn't even graduate from I think University of Tennessee, because she was already working and successful. So actually 16, 17 is really the age when people start companies and do things. Steve Jobs started building computers and selling stuff, and so don't think that 18 is a very young age. It's actually an age that people have already started a lot of things today. And at 18, you can even register a company, hire people. I mean, you can't drink because you're not 21, but that doesn't mean that you're too young. So start something that will build you an income over time, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that when you're 25, you already have 7 years of those things that will help you as a foundation to build income. So that's very important. Build something that will compound and not evergreen products, something that's evergreen. Like for example, write a book about your experience into getting into med school, or write a book about getting into Price Waterhouse. Something that is meaningful for people, and the more people you help, the more you gain value from it, be it money or experience. Important advice that I would have given myself is to protect my mental health when I was in college, because college was an incredible time when it was difficult growing up into an adult, finding myself. College work was very heavy, and there was I'm in an American system, so GPA group work was very demanding. So I would have given this advice to my 18-year-old self to protect my mental health, to actually have healthy mental health habit. For example, make my bed, have a gratitude journal, drink less alcohol and coffee because that is antidepressant, get more sunlight, go out for a walk, socialize more even when I don't feel like it, because it actually helps your mental health. And to actually have positive thinking. Ask yourself how bad this thing can get. How bad can it get? And if it gets to that point, what are the consequences and what can you do? And then write it down, and then look at the points that you can control and look at the points that you cannot control and let go. Because I'm saying this because I have friends who mentally broke down in college or at work later on, because work later on is going to have a different level of stress. Less stressful than college in some ways, work, but a lot more stressful in another way, because you know, it's work, it's not college, you can't just not do well. So think about your mental health before you get into college, and think about how you want to practice positive thinking. It's very easy to slip and go into a bad stage of, say, depression or bipolar. Seek help, get a lot of sun, make sure your vitamin D, and you can do a blood test, go to a doctor, go to professionals who can help you. Make sure your vitamin D and the diet is good, because my diet was literally pizza and burgers, and I thought nothing about it because I was 18. But actually it affects your body and the way it performs. You want to have this machine give the best to you, you have to put in the best. Even when you're 18, because when you're at 25, you didn't feed yourself well, and when you're 18, it's gonna start to eat you up. So advice to my 18-year-old self and to all of you out there struggling, look out for your diet, practice good positive thinking. Watch out for people who are not doing so well. Give them a tap on the shoulder, have a chat with them. Or if you're not doing so well, read books about how to get better mental health if you don't want to seek professional help. But I always recommend you seek therapy or talk to someone, go out with friends, and that really helps, and improve your diet and your sun exposure, check your vitamins. So these are all the things that you can do. These are all the things that you can do to improve your mental health. And advice that I would give to my 18-year-old self is to be generous, don't be mean to others, because after you graduate, people remember you if you're mean to them. They don't remember what you scored or whatever, but people remember how you make them feel. Share your notes, share your projects. It's okay. I mean, in American system is a GPA, so you might get less grades if they get higher grades, but grades is not everything. Sometimes the friends that you make, it's more important, and people remember what kind of person you are and how you compete with them, and that is what makes the human experience more meaningful. And you'll be so much more proud of yourself if you compete with them in a very nice way. Just give out your notes and learn how to study with proper science-backed methods instead of just summarizing and taking notes, and you'll be a much happier person. And don't expect anything back from your peers after you give them notes. Maybe they can buy you a coffee, maybe they don't. Don't expect anything back, but help them anyway, and you will be a much better person, and you'll be more proud of yourself after you graduate. This is true story. I was in a very beautiful old campus, colonial buildings when I was in college. The thing that I really didn't do was that I didn't take a lot of photos. I don't know why, but I just wanted to stop taking photos. It takes a lot of effort to take photos, to pause, and then sometimes I feel so overwhelmed, like why am I taking photo of everything? But I kind of regretted it because I don't have a lot of photos of myself in college. Yes, I look funny, I sound funny. When I look back at myself, I'm embarrassed by that version of me, but everyone is. I mean, we were all in college, we were young, we don't know, not everyone looks good. And it's okay. It's okay because we're in college, and I wish I have taken more photos. So my advice to you is, if you're 18 and you're in college, take a lot of photos. Take a lot of photos of your friends, because they're gonna grow old. You're gonna start working together. You're gonna bump into each other at Wall Street again. Or if you don't work at Wall Street, you might bump into each other in LA making videos. I don't know, but someday just take photos. Document your friend's life, document your own life. Take more photos than you want. Make an effort to stop and really take photos and document your life. It's okay, you can buy that extra data from Apple, iCloud, whatever. But document your life. You will be very grateful that you did. after you graduate, and when you're 25 working at Wall Street, you're all polished and looking good, and you will appreciate those photos.